Hey guys, it's Connor Byers. I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about how I made $100,000 working online in high school. Before I dive into it, go hit that like button below. It only takes a second and it really helps me out, so I really appreciate it. So this story really starts back when I was 11 and 12, and I found a site kind of like Fiverr online where you do freelance gig work. And after being a member of the site for a little, I decided to start offering a gig of my own. And I noticed the market was lacking a gig like this. It obviously wasn't the most demanded gig, but there was really no one offering it. So I jumped in and started offering a service, and after a little bit of time, people actually started ordering. It was something I kind of figured out how to do on the side. It wasn't even that hard, and there was an audience of people who wanted to buy the service. So very slowly, people started buying it. And eventually, I was making about $20 a week selling the service. Some weeks would be none, some weeks would be 40, but as an 11 and 12-year-old, this was a pretty good income for me to be making online. And I kept this up for about a year and a half with some breaks in between, but eventually I got bored with the whole thing. It wasn't enough money to keep me satisfied in doing this mundane task online. So I decided to pretty much close down that operation and move on. Yeah, from a young age, I was very interested in making money online, and I was always looking at opportunities to do that. And when I was 15, I got into Instagram comment marketing. And so this was mainly just from promoting my own Instagram. I was into music at the time, and I was trying to promote my music, and it worked to gain me a lot of followers. And at the same time, I saw a lot of people doing Instagram comment marketing, and I remember talking to one of them, and he told me about this thing called CPA Marketing. And he told me how instead of marketing and promoting himself, he would use the comment marketing to promote a site where it would advertise, let's say, free Instagram followers, and in order to get the followers, you'd have to download an app. And then when the person downloaded the app, then he would get paid. And so if he got 100 people to do this a day, 50 cents a piece per app, that's $50. And so he would comment and he'd make the money at the end of the day. And this sounded intriguing, but it was never enough to make me switch from marketing myself to doing this. I always considered my brand is more valuable than making the 10 to 20 bucks I thought I might make in one day doing this. Now, if that explanation wasn't good enough for you, if you've ever seen back in the day Clash of Clan hacks, free Clash of Clan gems, all you have to do is complete the survey or download this app. That is CPA marketing. Basically, you never get the gems, you never get whatever it's offering to you. Basically, they just, when you download the app or complete the survey, the person behind it gets paid somewhere between 50 cents to $1 depending on the task you're completing. And if you have a big one of these sites, you can be making a good amount of money in a day. And so the summer after my sophomore year, this idea kind of stumbled back into my mind, and I remembered that and was like, wait, I could totally do something with this. And as I mentioned before, the way before people doing this was they weren't offering anything of value to the customer. It was all fake. It was a scam. Not in the sense a terrible scam where you're taking money or taking someone of value for something. You're only really taking about a minute of time from a 10-year-old, which obviously isn't good, but it's not great at the same time. So I thought, how could I do this differently where I could offer something of value to the customer themselves? And so it's not just like a one-way relationship, you have like a symbiotic type thing going on. Because as I said, if you don't have a business that offers value to the customer, you don't have a long-lasting business at all. Your business will not last long at all. And after thinking on this for a while, I discovered there was an opening in the market. Pretty much everyone doing these CPA marketing at the time, once again, wasn't offering anything to the consumer, and two, was only doing game hacks. There was nothing in the other market. And so my first entry into this was how to jailbreak your iPhone. And so basically I'd say, hey, in order to do this, you have to download this app. And then once people download the app, the instructions to jailbreak your iPhone would be there. And so I was providing something of service, how to jailbreak your iPhone. And I was getting something out of it too, because people would download the app and I'd get paid. And so I started marketing this. It started out like $10 a day, and I slowly built it up to I was making 30 bucks a day, which isn't bad, but it wasn't entirely the goal I'd set for myself, and I still thought I could do better. So I continued to think, where could I expand to next? And I don't want to talk about this in too much detail because I don't want this company coming after me, so I'm not going to mention any brand names here, but I came up with another way to do it that also provided the customer value, and I dove into it. Nobody was in this, and it wasn't a game hack. And I posted the video. I used free traffic. I would post YouTube videos. I posted at about 10 p.m. at night. By the time I went to bed at midnight, I'd made 20 bucks. But then I woke up in the morning and I'd made $100 already at 8 a.m. right before I was starting school. And I was shocked. I was like, how is this possible? This is amazing. And I remember I was at school that day and I kept watching the numbers go up and up. There were hours where I was making 50 bucks an hour, 60 bucks an hour. And by the end of the day, I had hit over $400. And that continued for the next day and the next day before it slowly started to drift down. It kind of showed me the potential of this. And so for the next 4 months, I continued to experiment with new ideas, with some successes, some not as successful ventures, but I kept with it, and I kept promoting these sites and coming up with new ideas that not only made me money, but provided value to the customer, even if it might not have been the most efficient way to do so. And after I posted this video, as I said before, everybody was doing game hacks. I wasn't so careful about covering up my tracks, and pretty soon, other people in CPA marketing discovered this and started rushing into the same type of non-game hacks I was doing. And it completely changed the CPA market. But instead of actually providing the value, these people did not provide the value. Very soon, the trust from what I was bringing was brought away, and that kind of led to the demise of this, the saturation from other people, and the lack of trust. Before, when people would just trust the video outright, people now questioned it. They automatically assumed it was a scam because of all these other people in the market, despite the fact I wasn't doing what all these other people were doing. Now, I continued this on and off through high school until the very end of my senior year, and I'd kind of fallen off for a while. I was at the spot where I was making 10 bucks a day, not really doing much, but I was hit with a burst of inspiration when I saw the YOLO app that's linked with Snapchat, where you can send messages. And this was about the day it launched. And I had this idea where I was gonna say, hey, I will reveal the message that you were sent on YOLO. And basically all you had to do was download an app, and then beyond there, there'd be instructions for a trick that you could use to see who was sending you messages on YOLO. And I'm sure a lot of you know the trick, but at that time, not too many people knew it, and just to download an app, and it would tell you the trick. I launched it. I made about 75 bucks before I went to bed, so I could tell it was something big. Woke up the next day and went straight to an AP test, and I got out of the AP test in the afternoon, and I checked the site, and I'd made about $1,500. And this is crazy. I'd never had a day this big before. And just from making a single video. And I remember by the end of that day, the video had over 100,000 views, and I had over $3,000 from this. And that continued for the next day. It dropped off a little bit, but still I made like a good $2,000, and it continued dropping, but it was still crazy what the potential was. And that was my last big venture into it. That video continued making money for a while, but I eventually ventured off of that into other things that I was more passionate about. YouTube, in the meantime, changed their algorithms, and YouTube is what I was using to promote these videos on. And they changed their algorithm so that they value things that these videos wouldn't be receiving. And so it kind of made it a lot harder to rank in these videos the same way it would be before. This was a great experience and venture into online business. Nowadays, a lot of my work is involved in online business, online e-commerce, and all these sites, and this is a great forefront into that, managing my money, learning how to expand, learning skills like building websites and making YouTube videos that stick with me to today. And across my time doing this in high school since my junior year, I made about $100,000. Which is kind of crazy, but was a great start and helped me on what to come. And if you want to check out CPA Marketing, I put a link down in the description to the site you can use to get started. As I said, YouTube's changed their algorithm, so YouTube promotion doesn't work the same way it used to. It used to be a big thing back in the day, just as Instagram was a big thing before it, but I'm sure there's still ways you can make money. So go ahead and check that link if I helped you out. And just hit that like and comment down below, and hit the subscribe if you want more journey videos like this. I post a lot of content. Helping you guys out on your money making journey, so make sure to subscribe if you want to hear that content, and I hope to see you guys soon. Peace, guys.